Hey everybody, this is Andy Bennett with the CSS News Civil War Interpretive Center with our fourth video in our disease series. In video 1, we talked about communicable diseases. In video 2, we talked about those through contaminated food or water. In video 3, we talked about mosquito transmitted diseases. And now we're talking about some of the diseases you don't really hear about much nowadays. They're transmitted through some of the other parasites that soldiers will get on them. Soldiers very rarely had the opportunity to bathe or clean their clothes. So, as you might know, if you go through in the woods and trek around, you're going to pick up several hitchhikers. And if you're spending a lot of time together, pass on certain other bugs. All right, one of those major ones is something the soldier had many nicknames for. They called them gray bags, seam squirrels, Tennessee walkers. We're talking about body lice, right? These body lice hide in the seams of clothing and come out at night and bite soldiers. Soldiers reference talking about taking their clothes off, sitting and trying to pick these little rice-sized lice. They talk about putting lice in racing lice. They were so common around them all the time, but they can give you epidemic typhus. Typhus is a bacterial infection that can cause fevers, rashes, light sensitivity, altered mental state, and brain inflammation, right? So you literally, your brain begins to swell, you begin to see things, you have a rash. That does not sound very pleasant at all because of a bacteria that the body lice can have inside of it, in its stomach. When it bites you, it transfers that into your bloodstream. Some of those other things we're used to is we hear about Lyme disease from ticks. Ticks can give you tick typhus, or we call black measles. I've heard of Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Black measles is very similar, except you get a black spot with the circle around it. It's also a bacterial infection that can give you fever, nausea, headaches, muscle pain, loss of appetite, and these black or purple splotches on us, right? So ticks back then can pass on things to you. You've got other bugs that can parasitic insects you can get on you. Fleas. Typically you're talking about your dogs can give you fleas, but fleas can give you what they call flea typhus, another bacterial infection. We've probably heard of typhus before as being a killer, but a lot of people don't realize where it comes from. They also fleas passed on several fevers. They usually had names like rabbit fever, deer fever, various other animals, squirrel fever, different these fevers, right? They same thing, chills, skin ulcers, rashes, headaches, that fleas can give us. One of the more famous bacteriological things that fleas can give you is bubonic plague. The Black Death. So these insects you're encountering, there's a couple others. The chigger, or a lot of people know it as the red bug. It can carry what we call bush typhus. So imagine when you go out in the woods, you get these bugs on you. Nowadays, antibiotics can easily treat these, or your body can fight them off. But if you're a soldier, your immune system is already compromised from bad nutrition, bad water, other things. These can get on you and wear on you. One of the other things soldiers could pick up is something called jiggers or sand fleas. These burrow into the skin in your feet, lay eggs, your feet swell up, and when you walk, the eggs come popping out of these holes and spread into the ground. That's how they spread but your feet swell up, you can't march, you're in excruciating pain. So these are just some of the parasites you can pick up. The Cy Clegg and his Pards, a book that's a fictional character. Cy Clegg is a reminiscence from Union soldiers during the Civil War, put together these articles that originally appeared in newspapers and combined into a book. In that book, Cycleg talks about them picking off, delousing, and talks about these other bugs and critters that can get on you. And he talks about them getting on their clothes, but he didn't know at the time that they can pass you all kinds of bacterial infections. So even the critters munching on you to get some blood can make you sick by giving you a bacterial infection. Thank you for watching these videos. Hopefully you're enjoying them and learning something. As always, you can check out our videos on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Hopefully join me again for the next video. We're going to talk about some of the shortages in the South because of blockades and some of the medicational alternatives. I hope to see you then.